I wasted 10 years as an entrepreneur learning lessons I could have learned in 6 minutes. I made $9 million by 28 and I lost it all. I spent $200,000 on coaches and I got advice from the best entrepreneurs. I went organic and grew 500,000 followers, and I went paid and spent $2.5 million on ads. But after a decade of grinding, I'm back to where I started, barely making rent, 6 figures in debt, and asking myself where it all went wrong. And I realized it came down to these 8 counterintuitive lessons. Number 1, making a lot of money and being good at business are not the same thing. I made $9 million over 3 businesses and all of them failed because I was confused about this. I thought generating income was the main goal of a business, but it's not. The goal of a business is to become valuable. And the things that build value are not necessarily the same things that generate sales. Just like a good hockey team is not built by having a top goal scorer. You need defense, goaltending, and coaching to create a valuable organization. Sales and marketing is offense. Operations and fulfillment is defense. And defense wins championships. Because you can score 9 million goals in a game, but if you let in 9,000,001, you still lose. Number 2, being shady will get you going faster, but being honest is the only way to get to the end. I've done things I'm not proud of to give myself a head start. After the divorce, my mom had nowhere to live, and it was on me, so it was win at all costs. I sold coaching when I was still a beginner. I bought fake reviews for my Amazon products. I used testimonials from old courses to sell new ones. And all of it worked in the moment, but came back to get me in the end. In 2021, I lost that first Amazon account. My courses failed, and the fear of being found out scared me from continuing to create content, which ironically was the one thing I was actually good at and enjoyed and could have built longevity for me. You can trick the system, you can trick people, but you can't trick God. Number 3, don't fix your weaknesses. Become Super Saiyan at your strengths. In the show Avatar, there are 4 power types: fire, earth, wind, water, and 1 avatar that can use all 4. I had to learn that I'm not the fucking avatar. If you're a firebender, it's a waste of time and effort to train in waterbending. It's better to become the best firebender you can be. My biggest failures came when I tried to be an operator, a systems engineer, or a people person when my natural zone is in ideas, vision, and marketing. Becoming the best at what you're good at gives you infinitely more leverage than becoming average at what you're shit at. And it was only by becoming top tier at my strengths that the people that were top tier in my weaknesses found me and wanted to work with me. Number 4, just because you won doesn't mean you've made a good decision. I doubled my revenue every quarter for an entire year and I felt like a genius, but I was actually destroying my business because my goal was only sales. So when sales increased, I thought I made good decisions, but you can hit your goal and still be making bad decisions. If your goal is weight loss, you can cut off your legs and reach your goal, but at the cost of your health. In the same way, you can reach your sales goals at the cost of your business. If you optimize for the wrong thing, it's easy to sacrifice one part of the business to feed another. I sacrificed my profitability and my back end to feed the sales machine. And when the sales machine died, I didn't have the reserves or the back end to keep the business alive. Number 5, when something works, don't improve it. Spam the fuck out of it. When I played Street Fighter against my cousin, I could spam low kicks and win almost every time. But I would get bored, he would cry and call me a cheater, so I'd back off, try to win with some cooler moves, and then I'd lose. And the same thing happened with my business. I was running events and getting an 8x return. It was so easy it felt like cheating. But after a while, I got bored and I wanted to win bigger with cooler moves. So I tried to improve my events by adding a sales team, changing my offer, and eventually restructuring the entire event. But all of these half-baked experiments failed to beat my original 8x return. And by the time I went back to my reliable, old, trusted structure, it stopped working entirely. Spamming a winning move is not cheating in business. Endure the boredom. Spam it as much as you can because it will eventually stop working. Number 6, getting A players under you won't solve the problem if the problem is you. When I started making money, I thought I could solve all my problems by hiring the best people. I dished out big salaries for people with big credentials that all reported to me. But everything turned to shit because my A players had an F leader. Buying the fastest car doesn't win you the race if you can't drive. And I had a garage full of Ferraris and no driver's license. So instead of buying the cars, I should have started with finding a driver. The hardest pill to swallow was that being the founder didn't automatically mean I was the best person to be the CEO. Number 7, having no plan B doesn't mean you're bold. It means you're dumb. So I dropped out of high school and I made $1 million before my old high school friends even graduated college. And that taught me that being bold and going all in on every hand was smart. But in reality, it was a lot of luck. I never thought about what would happen if I lost because I didn't want to manifest a losing outcome. So when I did lose, I was blindsided. I fell 10 times farther than I needed to, and it took me 10 times longer to pick myself up off the mat. Everybody that plays the game will lose. The champions haven't found a way to go undefeated. They've just rigged the game so that they can lose and keep on playing. The best plan is one where everything can go wrong and you still land a little higher than where you started. Number 8, the most dangerous thing that money can buy is time. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on travel, clothes, and a luxury house that was 10 sizes too big for me. But the worst use of my money was buying time to avoid my problems. You don't need to fire underperformers immediately when you can just afford to pay their salary and see how it plays out. Your ad costs might be rising, but you can pay the higher number, so no need to fix it today. Your cash reserves are decreasing, but you'll refill it next month, so there's no need to panic. This was me using money not to accelerate the solution, but to delay facing the problem. And in the moment, they can feel similar, so be careful which one you choose. Now, after 10 years, I realized that it was the way that I made decisions that caused all of these mistakes, which is why I spent the last year tearing down my decision process and laying it out in this video. I didn't waste 10 years because nothing worked. I wasted it chasing the wrong things because I was following a bad mental map. And in this video, I fixed the map so you don't lose a decade taking the wrong turns that I did.